Good morning, everyone. I've got my smoothie and I've got my sweatshirt and we're gonna get some writing done today. Or I guess plotting, outlining, brainstorming. I'm going to be working on Project Garden during this video. I really need to get prepared for NaNoWriMo and I haven't done as much as I should or want to. So today I really just want to focus on the big picture stuff, the kind of the overall general stuff of the story. Also, ignore my chickens, they're being really loud right now. So this vlog is just going to be a lot of brainstorming and plotting, and I'm not really going to be working so much on scenes except for like the major plot points. I just really want to get a better feel for the story and the characters and just kind of scope out the very big picture stuff. Because while I do have like the general idea, I mean it's a bit more than general, but like I just want to get a better feel for it and where I want to go with the story, what I want it to look like and read like. Also, before I get too much into anything, I know I've said it so many times since then, but I really want to say thank you for all your support on that video I did that was super ranty about mental health and mental illness and kind of what I've been going through. Thank you very, very much. It really means a lot to me. You guys don't know how much I appreciate that and really needed that. It was terrifying to be a little more vulnerable than usual, but I just felt like I needed to do that and I'm very glad I did. So thank you again. And sort of on that note, I did mention in that video a little bit about Project Orion and how I'm probably not going to finish that draft 2 by November 1st. As of the day I'm filming this right now, there are 9 days until November 1st, and especially with y'all's advice, I have come to the realization that that's okay and I need to not be hard on myself, and I'm going to give myself grace and be okay with that, because sometimes I just have to go at my own pace. And although today, right now, I am feeling a lot better, I want to focus now on Project Garden because, again, I only have 9 days to get this whole thing figured out so I can write it in November and set myself up for the best possible situation during NaNoWriMo. So I'm probably going to be putting Project Orion on hold at least until November's over, and then I'm not going to give myself like a hard goal or anything because I don't know if that's just so much pressure on me and that's why I've been freaking out like this or what, but I'm going to try to finish it by the end of December, and I just think that'll set me up a lot better for NaNoWriMo to kind of put my focus onto this new story. And I feel like it'll probably help a lot to work on something else for a longer amount of time rather than just like take a break for a few days. I just have kind of been feeling stuck with Project Orion. I haven't been able to like further it like I would have wanted to. So I'm putting a little bit of a hold on it. I'm still probably gonna try to work on it here and there outside of filming it. But in general, I'm now switching my focus and my main priority to Project Garden, and I'm really excited about it. I really am. I really want to feel the same excitement that I felt last year during NaNoWriMo, because that was my first NaNoWriMo, and I had felt it was so exciting and I was so ready for it and enthralled by the community and the concept of it and so invested in it, and I really want to feel that again. So I'm going to be putting all my focus on this. This vlog is going to be just working on this and trying to find that spark of excitement again for NaNoWriMo and writing in general, because it's been a while. And I love the story and I love Project Orion as well, and I still love writing, but I miss that spark. I don't have it, and so that's what we're gonna do. I'm very excited to work on a new story, as well as just like plotting and like planning and brainstorming and outlining. I feel like I haven't done that like in a while. So I have all my notes here and my stuff that I have on my computer, like the scene outline, but I'm not really gonna be working on that today since that's more like smaller focused, and I really just want to work on the main big picture stuff. I might even work on all of my character profiles today. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, so I think that's all the general stuff I wanted to talk about at the beginning. Now I'm gonna start brainstorming. I need to kind of ease myself into it, kind of reread my notes, because it's been a few weeks or 2 weeks or something since I've like sat down and looked at all this stuff. So I'm just gonna take some time, go over my notes, and just kind of start brainstorming some plot stuff. So I just spent some time brainstorming and I'm feeling really good and I'm excited. I think I've not like I figured anything major out, but I am working through like the main plot line. I'm going to put my computer over here and I'm going to put my phone over here away because I need to just like do this without distractions. Not that I've been super distracted, but like I love having like an open and empty desk to just like have room to work. And I feel like my laptop takes up like so much of my desk. Anyway, so I'm working through the major plot line and the actual like plot points with it and how it changes Maxine, the main character, and affects the story, etc. And then all the other subplots and other character arcs kind of not fall under it, but you know, kind of it's the major guideline through it, and then everything else is kind of like this, you know what I mean? Since this is the central idea of the story. Also, kind of what I'm thinking, I don't know for sure, but I think this vlog, I'm gonna work on like the plot and story stuff and figure all that out. And then I think I'm gonna do another writing vlog, like right after this one, before November starts. And it's gonna be working on the character stuff. And I think that would be kind of cool to split it up and just do a vlog all about like story and plotting, and then another one all about like how I develop characters and what that looks like and filling out the character profiles and stuff. Especially because like right now I really just want to get all this story stuff done, like all this big picture plot stuff before I move on to characters. Not that I think plot is more important than characters, because that just depends on your story, but I already do have a lot-ish kind of figured out for characters, especially like my main character. I do have a lot of things for her, and I just really want to focus on like the story and the plot of it. Also, I have my Save the Cat beat sheet notes that I talked about in my last one, and I'm gonna be following this when I actually sit down and make like, well, I've already started it, but like do the outline sort of situation and break the story up into its like sections and plot points and stuff. Also, I kind of keep going back and forth on if I want to do like a human antagonist route, because I actually, in my last writing vlog that I did where I was talking about this and asking y'all for ideas for school pranks or like senior pranks that y'all had, or it was a purposeful sort of setup where they kind of just left Maxine and Clara there and then they got the blame for it. And I do think that would be a good way to add another like subplot and add the sort of antagonistic route in there. But I don't know, I keep going back and forth on if I want to have like an actual human antagonist, I said that weird, but like, you know, someone in school who doesn't like them or something like that, or if I just want to do sort of like the mental antagonist sort of thing where it's like Maxine's battle with herself, because that is already basically what it is and kind of what I was going for. But that comment was really good and I thought it would be a good way, but I don't know if that would be too much, but it is a good way to add subplot and more tension and like another storyline. So I don't really know if I want to do that yet, because it would be a good way to like explain the prank at the beginning and how they get in trouble, but then I would have to like develop like a whole new storyline surrounding this character and basically why they're acting like that, why they treat Maxine that way. And so yeah, I don't know. Stay hydrated. I'm feeling so good about this plot. I really am. And I'm really enjoying like brainstorming ideas for plot points and just things that could happen in the story. I've basically plotted out like the main things that happen up until I guess if we're going by the Save the Cat beat sheet, basically up until Act 3, like I have like the Dark Night of the Soul, so I'm just about to start like Act 3, and so I've got everything up until then, not like solid in regard to like specific things, but like the main story I would say is pretty solid. I will say I'm having some trouble with like the character's flaw, like Maxine, like I haven't really thought of what her true like flaw would be, and like I have the story problems and what she goes through and how she changes in her arc, but I don't know if I have like a true like solid flaw for her. Let me check my notes for her arc. So these notes were from like back in April when I started this, and since then I've kind of changed the theme a little bit, because I started by saying like the major theme was gonna be like you can make a difference right where you are, like you don't have to go somewhere new, like you need to find your happiness and way to make a difference and change the world right where you are. You don't need to go anywhere else. But it's kind of changed to the major theme being like you know yourself better than other people know you, and like only you can truly know what is going to be good for you and what will make you happy, and like you shouldn't listen to other people. So, but I don't really have like a solid true flaw for her. Whereas like in Project Orion, like Orion's major flaw is her pride, her hubris. She's very prideful, but she also like arrogant and pushes people away. She doesn't like to lean on others or ask for help. And so that's her major flaw. And so I guess I gotta come up with something for Maxine. Would it be maybe that she's a people pleaser? If the true, like the major theme is like only you know yourself, don't listen to what other people say or like try to tell you about how to live your life. Maybe she's a people pleaser, maybe she cares too much about what other people think. Actually, no, that's totally it. Because the major sort of thing, like the plot line in this story is her dealing with her future, what she wants to do in her future, because she's an artist. She loves art, and that's what she does, except her art is kind of weird, and it's more like out there, and so a lot of people don't really like it, and she's had, like before the story starts, she's already kind of insecure about it. She kind of just thinks of her art as something she does on her own in her free time as a hobby, doesn't really want to share it with people because in the past she's tried and people just think it's really weird. They don't think of her as like a real artist. And so the major plotline kind of follows her being more comfortable with that and doing more to pursue her art, and ultimately going down a new path that she would not have gone down at the beginning of the book, because she becomes more secure in her art. That's totally it. So, okay. Well, I just talked that through and got that. So I guess her flaw would be that she cares what people think too much about her and her art. Okay, so then, because I know there's, like here, on the All Is Lost beat, in my notes from the book, Save the Cat, it says that the All Is Lost beat should, where is it? It happens to the main character, but should be somewhat the main character's fault because of their flaw. And so that's, I think, where I'm kind of struggling with, because the point I have for All Is Lost is more like, in the story, it feels like she's in the lowest place, but I can't really find how it incorporates her flaw and how it's her fault in a way, you know what I mean? Because it kind of feels like the not her internal change, but sort of an external change. Like, you know, the story changes direction, she switches her goals from her want to her need, and that's around the midpoint. And that's the major thing I'm thinking of, but I guess it needs more of an internal change, and that's where this would be, like, here to Act 3. I'm having a hard time thinking of, like, what happens to get that internal change, like, what is the signifier, like, how does this incorporate her flaw, and how does she change from that? I just thought of an idea. Not for this, but a different idea. I think I might move. I was thinking of doing this situation or like thing that was gonna happen, the scene at the All Is Lost place, but I might do it to the finale. And I just thought of some cooler ways. Oh, I'm gonna write that down. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do now is because, so I've basically, the way I kind of like plot is not really, like I know I say I'm following the beat sheet, and that doesn't mean I just write down, okay, opening scene, this, and then midpoint, this. I have to like write everything out, like everything. It's not a bulleted list at the moment, it's just me writing random, like, kind of the flow of the story, how I see it in my head. And so now I think what I'm gonna do is actually make this bulleted list and try to follow the beat sheet and pick through all these weird paragraphs that I've written and pull, like, the points out into a nice bulleted list that can actually follow the beat sheet. So I'm gonna comb through all these random notes that I wrote and try to pinpoint each point and beat and put it into a list to where I can kind of see it all laid out, see if it works, see if it flows together, and that may help with coming up with more ideas, more scenes, and also figuring out this Act 3 sort of situation where I'm having a hard time coming up with stuff. Okay, so I did Act 1. I went through everything, like all the notes that I wrote, and picked out the actual like plot points and beats, and I did that for Act 1. And so right now I'm gonna take a little break to eat some lunch because it's noon and I'm starving. But everything's going really well and I'm really excited about it, and I haven't felt like this in a while. I also think it's interesting how much easier it feels this time around to plot something like so large, I guess, not large, but like last year for NaNoWriMo, it was the first like major story I was going to be working on that I was actually going to finish, and it was like a big deal, and it wasn't just random ramblings or random ideas or something like that. And I've just noticed how much easier it feels this time around to plot all that and outline everything and develop a new story. And so it's really cool to see how just writing all the time and like going through this and dealing with this again definitely helps the process, and it feels easier and more fun. And so yeah, I'm excited about it. So I'm gonna go eat some lunch and then I'll see y'all after I'm done. Okay, we have moved to the floor because sometimes you just gotta sit on the floor. Does anyone else have that? Because like I find just laying on the floor so nice and relaxing. Okay, so I'm back from my break. It took a little longer than I thought it would, but I did eat lunch and it's about 2 o'clock now, and I was looking at my bullet journal where I have my Preptober checklist, just seeing if there was anything else I could cross off, things that I've already done, what I should do next. And I think I want to make a visual tracker next because I talked about that in one of my previous videos about wanting to do that, and I think I'm going to do it for Project Orion, like for NaNoWriMo, have some sort of visual tracker to track my progress, maybe have it up on the wall or something. I don't really know what it is or what it's gonna look like or be, but I'm going to do that now because why not? So I'm thinking either post-it notes or like construction paper and just like making a chart, but I'm not sure, I don't know. Or like doing post-its and just like taking them off, I guess, for each milestone that I reach. I think I'm gonna do that actually because it sounds easier. Okay, so I found some post-it notes, and this is the only color I have, so they're gonna have to be neon green. I've got these two like smaller ones. I could do like maybe just little like inspirational quotes like "you can do it" and just have it around it. I think I'm gonna make like a whole little mural on my wall. I honestly don't know what this is gonna look like. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do it by like 5,000 increments. So 5 to 50, and then I guess when I reach that milestone I can like take it off so I can kind of see and like visualize like how much more I have to go. Oh, maybe I can use one of the smaller ones to like write something kind of like a reward system, which is also on my to-do list to make like a reward system, because I like to reward myself when I write a certain amount of words, when I reach a certain point. That's what I did last year as well. And I could like make that, and then under each like post-it note I could like write the reward and like put it under the post-it note, so that when I take it off it's like, oh, you get this reward. How cute is that? I don't know if I should do that with like every one, like 5,000, 10,000, 15, etc., or maybe only like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. I haven't even come up with the reward system yet, so I don't really know what that's gonna be. I'm gonna get my fancy pen out for this one. Alright, this pen is not working very well. Next fancy pen. Made a little N. Thinking I'm gonna write, oh, I made it sideways! No, dang it! Z, NaNoWriMo. Think I'm gonna like write out like NaNoWriMo 2019 or something, and then have it. Oh, this is gonna be so fun. This is so cute. I think I'm gonna do like a little time lapse just to like fit all this in and y'all can see it. I'm excited, let's do it. Look how cute! NaNoWriMo 2019. So I didn't show like doing the actual milestones in the little time lapse because I need to come up with a reward system and I haven't done that yet. So I'm just gonna go do that really fast and then I'll set the rest of it up. We're already having some trouble. Alright, the rewards are done and I have the numbers ready, so we're gonna just put them up there, and I need to fix that A. It is so uneven, but it is done. Also, some of them keep falling down, so I'm probably gonna have to use tape eventually, but for right now I'm gonna leave it like this. I think it is so cute. And I think it'll be really fun, especially throughout November and NaNoWriMo, because I'll be doing like daily vlogs. So through those vlogs, I think it'll be really fun that as I reach a milestone, I could like show y'all and like film me like taking it off and like seeing what the reward is and stuff. I think that'll be really cute. Its unevenness is upsetting me. Alright, we're coming back to the beat sheet and I'm going to work on Act 2 now with like what I was doing before, with finding the plot points and the relevant information out of all those paragraphs that I was writing and then turning them into the little plot points of the beat sheet for Act 2. Also, we can mark these off. Oh, and also this one, because I already did that. Alright, so I have not finished Act 2, but I'm basically done with it. I have up until the midpoint. It's very solid. I'm really happy with it. And then, if we're following the beat sheet, it gets to right after the midpoint is Bad Guys Close In, All Is Lost, Dark Night of the Soul, and then Act 3. And Act 3 is basically the finale. It's a lot shorter. And so I don't really know what to do for like these 3 beats before Act 3, because like I have an idea of what I want it to be, but it doesn't really follow the beats and it doesn't really follow the structure. And I know that like things don't have to follow the structure, but it also could be stronger. So I'm just kind of thinking of how I could sort of hone it better and like make it fit more, I guess. I guess what I'm trying to say is that at the midpoint, it's like this art show that she's been looking forward to, and then she does something that kind of signifies the middle of her arc. But then like the next day after the midpoint happens, like everyone goes on Christmas break and like her best friend leaves, and it's like Christmas break is like, how long do people get? I think I got 2 weeks in high school, so it's like 2-3 weeks maybe of like I know what she's doing, but it's sort of like super chill, and like I have plot point, like I know what's happening in them, but it's not enough to like equal a whole plot point. And also like these 3 beats right after the midpoint are like bad. Like it's supposed to be like really dramatic, and it's supposed to be like leading up to the climax and stuff, and like that's gonna happen, but it happens after this 2 to 3 week period, so I don't really know how it like fits in the structure. I'll figure it out. Again, I know it doesn't have to follow it like exactly, but I just kind of like knowing where everything fits into place and knowing if it flows well. We're about to lose the W. So I really just need to figure out these 3 beats, or like I guess just the whole situation with the end of Act 2, because again it doesn't have to follow them exactly, so I just need to figure out where Act 2 stops and where Act 3 begins, and then I have an idea, or like I know what the climax is gonna be, or like where it's gonna take place and what the situation is, but I have yet to figure out like all the details and specifics about like what happens exactly and who's involved. But I do have a really good idea of how I want the climax and the finale to go, and like how the story's gonna end, and I'm really excited about it. But since I only have like a few more beats to do, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do that on my own and end the vlog here. This has honestly been the most productive I have been in a very long time, and I think I deserve to play some Overwatch. I'm really excited about the progress I've made today in this story, and I'm excited for y'all to come along, and I'm so excited for NaNoWriMo. Like, I'm definitely feeling it. I'm ready. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog here. Thank you so much for watching. Comment down below what your plans are for NaNoWriMo, what you're doing to prepare, how you're getting ready. I would love to know. So again, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see y'all in my next video.